We went to Belize. Look at the view out the window when we landed. They had a Publix grocery store in Belize City that was set up like a farmer's market. We had their rice, beans, and plantains, their traditional dinner. The iguanas that run around are called wish willies, and they are just adorable. It made me miss my puppy a little bit, but they are just too cute. There was a whole family living at our resort, and they were just fun to watch for hours. They lived under the deck. Then it was time for our taxi ride to do our tours. Lots of vendors were there to sell their arts and crafts. Slate carvings are a huge art in Belize. Many people take these home as souvenirs. We had to cross a water taxi that was a hand-cranked pontoon that drove our cars across. The jungle foliage was absolutely breathtaking. The Zantanich ruins were absolutely ginormous. You could see the tiny people at the top. We had to do a lot of hiking through the jungle with our tour guide across 3 rivers, 2 with rapids. It was a lot of fun. I could have played in the rivers all day. Along the way, our tour guide told us all about the trees. They had allspice trees, and we learned that allspice was a anti-inflammatory and a wound helper, not just for pumpkin pie. Whee! He pointed out the swinging branches, a whole bunch of different leaves we had never seen before, and lots of birds. There was even a cashew tree. This jungle hike would take us to the caves to go tubing. We went to Caves Branch River, and that is where the caves are that the Mayans used to go underground in their river system from place to place. They also considered it an underground sort of hell. So when you leave the caves, they tell you you've been to hell and back. It's a lot cooler in the jungle, like about 85 to 90 degrees. And it wasn't too bad. It was still breezy, but you had to bring a lot of water on the tours. I went with my 85-year-old neighbor, so the tour guide was super helpful in helping us get him across the river and was very patient with us in taking multiple breaks. It took us about 2.5 hours to hike the trail, even with our multiple breaks, to get to the spot where we were going to jump on our tubes and take a ride through the cave. Our tour guide gave us a demonstration of how you ask for help when you get lost in the jungle. We finally arrived at the cave. It was huge-tastic inside. I can't believe how fast the river goes underneath the caves. They tether the tubes together so no one goes astray. And you get a headlamp on your helmet along with a life preserver. And then the headlight lets you see the rock formations on the sides of the cave. Look at this beautiful sparkly quartz formation I found. Isn't it beautiful? At the end of the cave there was a gingerbread manhole, which was kind of silly. This is how tall the cave mountain is on the outside. And this is where we exited. It was a pretty smooth and easygoing ride back to where we began, and not much of a hike back to the beginning. After our river tour, we hopped a ferry to our island of Caye Caulker and got to see the sunset from the boat. There were lots of little stores and boats along the island and lots of colors. Blue algae is common in Belize near the shores. This footage was taken from the Sip and Dip restaurant on the pier. It's absolutely beautiful. It's right by the split of North and South Caye Caulker Islands. Most of the birds were too fast for me to get, but this one was air drying his wings, so I got him. The craft vendors tend to hang out by the piers so that the tourists can see their work and buy them. To get to the north side of the island, you have to take your golf cart across, or yourself, on a ferry that takes you over. So we got on a pontoon that carried us across. My tour guide actually lived on the other side of the island, and when he misses the ferry, he actually swims that right to his backyard. Later in the video, I'll show you what his backyard looks like on Cocoa King Beach. The north side of the island only has a couple restaurants, usually attached to a resort, but this one is freestanding and is called the Happy Lobster 2. Happy Lobster 1 is on the other side, on the south side, which we ate at our first night. This is their smallest mini mart. They have a bigger one too. This was one of the biggest resorts we saw there on our tour in the golf cart. 2 people were getting married that day. Isn't that sweet? Most of this north side of Caye Caulker is dirt roads that are filled in with rock when there's a pothole. We spotted this spoonbill who looked way too huge to be on that tree. Then we made it to Bliss Beach. Bliss Beach is absolutely a paradise. Look at this place. It had crystal clear waters and awesome trees. It was breezy and absolutely beautiful, but it's a big long trek to the other side. So people love it when you have a golf cart and can pick up some hitchhikers on the way to and from the other side of the island. The waters are blue and gorgeous on this side of the island, and you can walk right into the ocean. On the south side of Caye Caulker, it's not so easy. You have to climb down a ladder into the water. So people travel to go to Bliss Beach. This is the view at the top of that resort that I went to. Because it's less built up, there's a lot more foliage and trees. My tour guide lives on Cocoa King Beach that his brother owns. You can see the north side of the split from there. This is the resort of Cocoa King Beach. Their sunset was absolutely breathtaking. You can walk into the ocean from this resort as well. And this is the backyard that he swims to when he misses the ferry. He tried to crack open a coconut for us because when they get old like this, that's when you get coconut milk. Time to go back to South Caye Caulker. The first thing you hit is the Lazy Lizard. This is the biggest dance club they have in Caye Caulker. So if you're looking for a restful, peaceful vacation on the ocean or a party, Caye Caulker in Belize has it all. And Caye Caulker inland in San Ignacio has all of the fun tours.